Raiders.
Raiders. What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Ray back in here with another video. And in today's video, let's talk about it, Raider Nation. Let's talk about this L that we took. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Mariota, dog. I love how he came in the game and just took uh, control of the offense. It felt like when he came into the game, a spark was added to the offense. They came alive, and he was the unexpected X factor of the game. He was 7 for 28. He had 200 over 200 yards, like 256, I believe. He had a throwing touchdown to Waller, and he rushed it in for another touchdown. So shout out to him. I love his comeback story. He played an absolutely phenomenal game. And now let's get to the nitty gritty of this video. Why we lost this game. Ultimately, ultimately, we lost this game because of the cancerous play calling from Jon Gruden. He just eroded our chances of winning this game by how he was play calling out there. He eroded any chances of us winning this game because he refused to be aggressive. He we got down the field with Mariota throwing the ball, but when we would get into the the red zone, he would deviate from what led us down to the field, which is Mariota and Darren Waller. In the red zone, Darren Waller was never a target, and he should have been a target because he was the most consistent, one of the most consistent dominant factors we had in the game. But instead, Jon Gruden wanted to give the ball to Josh Jacobs even after he got stuff on consecutive drives. He would run the ball, we got stopped, run the ball again, and we got stopped. Opposed to utilizing what got us here in the first place, which was Mariota and Darren Waller. And that is ultimately why we lost the game. I mean, despite the horrible freaking referee missing calls like Hunter Renfro laying damn near lifeless on the ground, missing calls like that, missing late hits, despite Trayvon Mullen playing absolutely horrible, grabbing, getting non-stop penalties, despite an interception, despite Derek Carr being injured, despite half of our stars on the defensive side of the ball being out, despite Henry Ruggs not being in the game, despite all of that, we still had a chance to win this game. But ultimately, we lost because our coach, Jon Gruden, who we paid $100 million to, decided that he wants to keep doing the same thing. They always talk about the complexity of Jon Gruden's goddamn offense, but in reality, his offense is literally the definition of insanity. He literally would do the same thing over and over and expect different results. Bro, how many times are you gonna run the ball on first down? How many times are you gonna run the ball on second down? If I'm noticing that you're doing that, I know teams that studying your film know that you're doing it. The entire Raider Nation knows when you gonna run the ball because you always run the ball. Even when Josh Jacobs is only averaging 2 yards per carry or average. Even though Mariota averaged a better yardage than Josh Jacobs did, you still decide to hand the ball to Josh Jacobs up the middle. Predictable, and the Chargers, all they had to do was stack the box, and that's what they did, and they stopped us. It was so predictable, it was sickening. It was sickening. And not to mention the fact that Josh Jacobs was hurt, but he still wanted to give the ball to Josh Jacobs. That doesn't make sense. Like this complicated play calling or office that people gloat about with John Gruden isn't that complicated at all. Because all he gonna do is run the ball. I mean, in the red zone situations, why would you take away half of the field and have your fullback stand nowhere near the touchdown? Like he's standing outside of where we need to be. It's completely covered. He said he didn't know. Gruden said he didn't know what Mariota's thinking was on that read option, but you didn't give him that many options to go from. You didn't give him that many options to go from. Utilize your weapons. Why isn't Dan Waller catching balls in the freaking red zone? Why? Where is Witten? Where is Moreau? Uh, where are these three package tight ends that you plays that you was talking about that you could have utilized in the red zone but didn't? John Gruden was just frustrated. We could have won this game if we had better play calling. Because despite all of that, that ultimately is the reason why we lost this game. Point and period. It's John Gruden's fault why we lost this game, despite everything. Trayvon Mullen, he had a hand into why we lost this game as well. But even despite Trayvon's inconsistency, ultimately, even despite the horrible uh, defense in the secondary, despite all of that, we still had a chance to win this game. But John Gruden kept shooting us in the foot because for some reason he wanted Josh Jacobs to score a touchdown at the red zone. Why? It doesn't matter who scores a touchdown. What matters is you catching the defense off guard. You can't do something that they're expecting because they're gonna stop it. And fucking Josh Jacobs is hurt, bruh. He's hurt. He got an ankle injury. He got a knee injury. He's limping, but you still gonna give him the ball. Come on, what sense does that make? What sense does that make? 3 years of the same thing. You start hot and then you end cold. It's annoying, bruh. But it's still Raider Nation for life. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think, Raider Nation. Let me know your thoughts, man. Let's talk about it. Raiders. Peace. And I like to add, Raider Nation, when Mariota was coming into this game, the Chargers did not have a game plan for him. So we should have been utilizing him more often than not because the Chargers wasn't expecting him. They wasn't expecting any read options. They wasn't expecting a mobile quarterback. But yet and still, Gruden decided to do the same asinine, insane thing he does week in and week out, and that's run Josh Jacobs. Also, I'm interested to see how Mariota is going to handle playing when teams game plan for him. When teams game plan for him, they could possibly negate the things that he is good at. And that'll be interesting to see how that happens. I believe that John Gruden should allow Mariota to play these last two games because we're out the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. And we get to see what Mariota can do with the offense and past this season. We'll be able to see how he commands the ship and we'll be able to see if he can handle what teams throw at him when they actually game plan for him. Because, for example, Max Crosby is amazing when a team doesn't game plan for him. He'll get you 4 sacks a game. But if a team game plans for him and they double team him, and he's gonna have a quiet night. So I'm curious to see what Mariota will do once the team has an actual game plan for him at the quarterback position. So I would like to see him start for these last two games.